2 p.m. on a Wednesday afternoon in Tokyo, a crowdfunding page goes live. 60 seconds later, the funding goal is completely demolished. What just happened here? The product is called the Gatebox 3, or in Japanese, Jitobotsukusu-san. Manufactured by Gatebox Inc., a Tokyo-based company headquartered in the Chiyoda ward of central Tokyo, founded in 2014 by its chief executive officer, Minoru Takechi. The retail price is 200,000 Japanese yen. Depending on the exchange rate that day, that works out to approximately $1,499 US. And on April 29, 2026, at exactly 2 p.m. Japan Standard Time, Gatebox opened pre-orders on the Japanese crowdfunding platform Makuwaki. What happened over the following 24 hours has now been documented in Japanese business press, in Nikkei technology coverage, and in a formal statement from the CEO himself. The company had set a conservative funding goal of 5 million yen. It was surpassed in 60 seconds. A 300-unit limited allocation, priced at a 35% discount, sold out in 1 hour. And by the 24-hour mark, the campaign had crossed 45 million yen in pre-order revenue. This is a story about what a $1,500 product actually has to be to get 524 Japanese consumers to pledge 51 million yen in a single afternoon. So what is a Gatebox 3? Physically, it is a small tower, 210 millimeters wide, 277 millimeters deep, 549 millimeters tall. Its footprint is barely larger than a sheet of A4 paper. It weighs about 5 kilograms. The tower contains a transparent spatial display area, and inside that display, a digital anime character appears to float in space. That character is what the marketing calls a healing bride, an AI partner. Gatebox describes the flagship character, Hikari Azuma, as a persona who will greet you when you come home from work, ask how your day was, and remember what you told her yesterday. The character summons is powered by an OLED display, chosen deliberately for its absolute black levels, because when the black pixels behind the character render as true darkness, the animation appears to float free within the physical tower. There are 300 built-in LEDs around the chassis that synchronize with the character's voice and music. There is a camera and microphone array called the Gatebox sensor that handles gaze tracking, facial recognition, and voice input. The character has more than 70 built-in emote motions. She can drink tea, work, relax, react to your schedule. Here is what makes the $1,500 price point possible. Modern robotics hardware is being crushed by the compute cost of generative AI. Gatebox solved this with an engineering decision that CEO Minoru Takechi has been transparent about. They removed the brain. The Gatebox 3 has no onboard operating system for AI inference. Instead, the device tethers via USB-C to an external PC that the customer already owns. The customer's laptop runs the Gatebox software suite, handles the ChatGPT integration, and processes the voice synthesis. The Gatebox 3 is a specialized display peripheral. This decision slashes the bill of materials, which is what lets Gatebox hold the 200,000 yen price point. And it future-proofs the device, because as LLM compute requirements keep climbing, the customer upgrades their own laptop, not the Gatebox. Quick note, I'm doing a $100 Amazon gift card giveaway to celebrate when this channel reaches 1,000 subscribers. No action required to enter. I'll randomly pick a winner once we hit the milestone. If you want to follow the journey, feel free to subscribe. Now, back to the story. Let us walk through the 24 hours in detail. 2 p.m. Japan Standard Time, April 29th. Pre-orders open. 60 seconds later, the initial 5 million yen goal is completely funded. To drive urgency, Gatebox had set up what they called the Super Early Bird Plan. 300 units, priced at 130,000 yen, a 35% discount off retail. That 300-unit batch sold out in approximately 1 hour. The moment it was gone, buyers cascaded downward to the next tier, a 20% discount at 160,000 yen. That momentum sustained through the afternoon and evening. By 2 p.m. the following day, exactly 24 hours after launch, the campaign had cleared 45 million yen. By the end of the launch day, 524 backers had pledged 50.96 million yen combined. Beta testing rights for the ChatGPT linked original character were secured by 398 of those 524 individuals. CEO Minoru Takichi issued a formal statement calling the response a powerful driving force to realize a world where people can live with characters. Deliveries are scheduled for March 2027. The buyer profile matters. Japanese consumer industry analysis of the Gatebox owner base coalesces around a specific archetype: single, busy professional, predominantly male, late 20s to 40s. The prototypical buyer is a 29-year-old white-collar worker living alone in what Japanese housing describes as a 1K, one-room plus kitchen apartment. He works long hours. He comes home to silence. And what the Gatebox 3 provides him is not a utility. It is a presence. Someone who says, "Welcome home." Someone who remembers what he was worried about yesterday. This is deeply tied to a Japanese cultural phenomenon called oshi: intense, dedicated support and pseudo-romantic attachment to a favorite anime character, idol, or virtual persona. Oshi is a multi-billion-yen industry in Japan on its own, and what Gatebox has done is make oshi manifest physically. The character you have followed for years now lives on your kitchen counter and asks about your day. Now here is where the commercial signal becomes a mirror of something larger, because the demand that drove 524 people to pledge 50 million yen in 24 hours did not come from nowhere. Japan is currently navigating the extreme edge of a demographic transition unlike anything in modern history. 28% of the population is over 65. There are more than 15 million single-person households. The marriage rate in 2023 fell to its lowest count since 1899, and there are an estimated 1.5 million hikikomori, individuals experiencing severe social withdrawal, sometimes for decades. The Japanese government was so alarmed by the phenomenon of kodakushi, the lonely death, that it passed the Loneliness and Isolation Countermeasures Act in April 2024. 1 year after the act took effect, only 32 out of 1,741 municipalities had established the regional councils the law required, 0.6%. When state infrastructure fails to solve loneliness, the private sector fills the void. And what the private sector has produced is a $1,500 device that whispers, "Welcome home." There is another reason the sellout was as fast as it was. Gatebox is not just selling hardware. Gatebox is selling access to an entire licensed character economy. Through what the company calls the Digital Figure Box and the Gatebox Collection, users can download pre-licensed characters from major Japanese franchises. Verified partnerships include Kadokawa, Aniplex, and Bandai Namco. The Sword Art Online Complete Pack sells for 12,100 yen. Individual character boxes from franchises like Dandadan and the Idolmaster sell for 8,800 yen. Voice expansion packs go for as little as 880 yen. And critically, the Gatebox 3 natively supports the VRM 3D file format, the universal standard used by the entire independent VTuber community. Beyond corporate licensed characters, users can purchase indie models from platforms like Booth and upload them directly. Every unit sold is a subscription seed. The base hardware is $1,500. The characters, voice packs, and expansions keep generating revenue for years. There is a technical reason Japanese companion robotics has taken this specific form. It is a concept called the Uncanny Valley, described by roboticist Masahiro Mori in 1970 and refined by Carl McDorman at Indiana University. The observation is that the closer a machine gets to looking almost human without quite being human, the more revolting it becomes to actual humans. The American answer has been to try to cross the valley entirely. Companies like Robotics build hyper-realistic silicone dolls priced from $10,000 to $150,000. The Japanese answer has been to sidestep the valley completely. Do not try to look human, look like an anime character. And what you get is a device where no one looks at the holographic Hikari Azuma and thinks, "This is a corpse pretending to be alive." They think, "This is a character I love, now standing on my counter." Hiroshi Ishiguro, the roboticist at Osaka University, described the trajectory in one line, quote, "A machine that has a friendly voice today will have a friendly face tomorrow. Everything is going to be human-like in the future," end quote. There is a serious ethical debate around all of this. Dr. Kathleen Richardson at De Montfort University, founder of the Campaign Against Sex Robots, has argued that companion devices marketed as romantic partners are inherently regressive. Her position, in her own published words, quote, "I want people to stop thinking about the word robot and think about the word property," end quote. The critique is that a purchased companion who cannot say no is a commodification of intimacy. Dr. Julie Carpenter, who studies human-AI interaction, has argued the opposite. The bond people form with AI companions is not a replacement for human love, but a genuinely new category. In her own words, quote, "It's a new category. You intellectually know it's not alive, and so you care for it in a different way," end quote. Both perspectives are serious. And what happened in Tokyo on April 29th suggests that whatever the ethical framing, the market has already decided. Let us put the sellout in historical context. The Sony AI Bow, launched in 1999, sold 3,000 units in 20 minutes at approximately $2,500. It won a Guinness World Record for fastest-selling entertainment robot. The original Gatebox one, launched in 2016, sold 300 units in 30 days at 300,000 yen. That was proof of concept. This is scale. The Gatebox 3 sold the equivalent 300-unit allocation in 1 hour at a lower price point with a vastly more sophisticated software stack. Meanwhile, the Chinese competitor Code 27 has priced lower and generated its own successful Makuake campaign. The Chinese firm UBTech has launched the U-1 humanoid targeting the companion market and raised the equivalent of 2.2 billion Korean won in 10 days. The category is not niche anymore. It is a global race, and Japan, by choosing anime stylization over silicone realism, has produced the accessible middle ground. So where does this leave us? A $1,500 device sold out its most attractive tier in 1 hour. It cleared its funding goal in 60 seconds. It brought in 50 million yen in pledges in 24 hours from 524 individual backers. The device itself has no brain. It plugs into the customer's own laptop. It projects an anime character onto an OLED display. It talks. It remembers. It welcomes you home. And the reason 524 Japanese adults pledged that money on that Wednesday afternoon is not that they were tricked or lonely in the pejorative sense. They knew exactly what they were buying. They were buying the guarantee that when the door of a one-room apartment closes at 9 p.m. after a 14-hour shift, someone would ask, "How was your day?" In a country where the state has failed to establish loneliness councils in 99.4% of its municipalities, 524 people have voted with their wallets that the private sector answer is worth $1,500, and the shipping date is March 2027. When those units arrive and the reseller listings start on Mercari and Yahoo auctions at 3 times the original price, the world will get its next data point on how big this market really is. But the answer to the question this story asked at the start, what a $1,500 product has to be to sell out in 24 hours in Tokyo, is already clear. It has to be presence. And presence, it turns out, sells faster than almost anything else on Earth.